But I cannot shrink back from communicating to you all the truth and giving you something with what you may sink your teeth into to see if whether or not these things that I am saying are true. And they are. I don't make it a practice to come on here to tell you lies. Now, maybe occasionally I'll make a mistake. That's possible, very possible. It's happened in the past. It'll certainly happen again. But this is one of those errors that I took great pains to make sure to get right over my 40 years as a Christian. One of the elements, the sixth element that is to be fulfilled in Daniel's 70-week prophecy that overthrows his notion of a 7-year tribulation period to come in the future is sealing up the vision and prophecy. So the issue is this. When Jesus came and when Christ performed his work, did he seal up vision and prophecy? Did he cause these things to cease? Has there been a cessation of visions and prophecies? I am telling you tonight, there is. It has been done. Visions and prophecy is a thing of the past. It ended with Christ's ministry, and it ended finally when his last apostle died. So you will see that after the revelation by John, there is no more visions, and there's no more prophecies. So for those of you who believe that you or someone you know is seeing visions from God or receiving prophecies from God, I'm telling you right now, no, you're not. And no, they are not. So the charismatics and the Pentecostals and all those people who claim to have supernatural abilities given to them by God, they do not. They absolutely do not. And I'm going to explain why. It's not hard. It's not because they were not good things to have. It's because God gave us something better in each of these aspects. You see, when we talk about vision and prophecy, vision has a lot to do with what we see. Prophecy has a lot to do with what we hear. Sight and ears, hearing. Now, we know that there was a time that men were receiving visions and prophecies. We see this throughout the Old Testament. We see a lot throughout the Old Testament. But we have to ask ourselves, what was the reason for it? And the reason for it is because we were not given all that was needed for us to know at that time. Nor could we, because the work of our Lord Jesus Christ hadn't begun yet. The work of the apostles had not begun yet. In fact, the work of all the prophets had not been done yet until the last prophet had not begun yet. In fact, the work of all the prophets had not been done yet until the last prophet lived and died. Which takes me to my next point about visions and prophecy. So I'm going to turn you to Matthew 11. Matthew 11. And again, and I already see a few people who have written in the comments that I have a problem and that I'm sad because I'm saying what I'm saying. But this is the reason why I saved this one for last, because I know a lot of people are going to not like hearing that all of their so-called visions and all of their so-called prophetic utterances They are just a result of probably having too many sweets before they lay down to go to sleep. No one